Back in studio with Tyler Como and Warren Aguinaldo. We kind of just ended talking about the fact that there aren't a lot of training centers. So you don't have a big center like you do in Toronto or Vancouver out here necessarily, although there have been changes made with the Go Center out in Edmonton. How important is it having a larger center for rural kids to get the chance to go and train at a high place?
I think the biggest problem is the year-round abilities to play. And so when you have those national training centers, you can play indoors year-round, whereas, you know, in Lloyd, once we hit that first snowfall, we're kind of restricted to then going to a school gym to play.
And the service center as well.
And the service center,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so having its own facility within Lloyd where people can play year-round on a solely dedicated to tennis, it would change the way that people in Lloyd go about wanting to play the sport.
Okay. And that obviously then requires a little bit of money for the parents who want to invest in their kid. Let's say they want to go to Edmonton during the winter. They're going to have to make a lot of trips and obviously then spend gas money and so forth.
Gas money, memberships to whatever facilities, as well as court time.
Yeah.
And then the coaching time as well. Yeah.
So, and that's obviously having the coach being hired is not cheap either.
And I think that depends on the level of the coach. I mean, depends where you're going, depends on rates at certain clubs.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of coaches too would take into perspective travel times, commutes and whatnot. I know us as coaches, we kind of try to factor in the lifestyle of everybody that's around us. And so if somebody's really trying to make it work and they're passionate and they're dedicated, we love the sport, right? That's why we coach it. That's why we play it. We're not there to take the money. We're there to help people fall in love with the sport that we love.
Okay. And do you think that's going to be easier now because of this huge win, all the press coverage that Bianca's received and is probably going to continue to receive? That's going to not only inspire more young kids, especially girls, to play, but also more parents will be into it. Maybe there'll be more of a demand for coaching, I guess?
I can kind of speak to that because, like, after that weekend she won, I did get at least 2 more calls for, you know, more lessons. Can we get out there right away? But I mean, given the weather lately, it just is what it is. But
yeah.
For sure, like, whenever a Canadian goes on a run like that, I tend to see a lot more people at the courts. I do tend to get a few more calls for lessons.
Yeah, I think it also plays to the fact that she's got a social media presence, right? And so kids growing up, adults, I mean, we're all on social media, different networks whatsoever. And Bianca's been posting on social media for people that want to follow her to see. And I think the fact that that's being covered in that aspect as well, it's showing kids where they can go and how it's covered on media.
For sure. And do you think now when that growth continues to happen, we'll start to see 1 or 2 Canadian tennis stars that come from a prairie province? Because basically all of the high-level people have come from Vancouver or Toronto area or Quebec at this point.
I think there's definitely a lot of potential. Playing around Alberta, Saskatchewan, there's a few really high-level playing juniors that are really, you know, stirring up the buzz around Canada. Western Canada Games happened, and you know, there's a few solid individuals, especially from Alberta, that could be stirring up some noise in the near future.
And just to speak to that too, the Western Canada Games that did happen, Northwest Territories women's doubles team won the bronze medal, and so they definitely are showing that they're starting to become competitive in those environments as awareness is raised. People are getting out and playing. We're bringing in coaches that are more qualified to fulfill expectations.
Yeah, and who knows, perhaps if the passion for this continues, we'll get some form of wintry tennis. Maybe someone will be the first to play in some snowshoes.
Snowshoes, let's go skates. Let's go to Bud Miller.
Yeah, I mean, back home in Yellowknife, we always did, we shaved off ice at one point and we did play on ice. Just in running shoes at one point. It was a fun little hit around, not a tennis ball, it was a foam ball, but we tried to make it work as best as we could.
Okay. Perhaps that's the new Winter Olympic sport down the road.